Welcome back. Beautiful Katowice here for the CSGO Major, and we have been told that the issues are fixed, that the game is ready to go live, so we're going to get into that just as soon as that thing kicks off. It is going to be FNATIC and VICI on the B stream here. Over on the A stream, it is going to be AVANGER vs Renegades, casted by Sadakist and Henry G. So pick your poison. If you have two monitors, open them both up. It's a lot of fun. Good times. Vince, you ready to get started?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Do you have the pre-major nerves?
Actually, I don't really get nervous unless I'm flying. It's a weird thing. I genuinely...
Not a big fan of flying.
I absolutely hate flying. It's a bit of a problem in our industry.
It is a bit of a problem in our line of work.
I picked a strange one, didn't I?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I've got butterflies in a really positive way.
In a good way.
I don't say it's nerves. And again, the players must be feeling what I do.
They must be. Yeah, they must be on the airplane. Like they're flying.
No, exactly.
In your world.
They are. Emotions. But you saw the sun just parting through the clouds. I'm hoping that's a decent sort of image for how things are about to unfold here at the Major for these two teams.
Yes, glorious rays of hope and love and sunlight all over the place.
Jason, I don't see headphones.
You don't see headphones.
I'm getting worried.
They're on the table. They are visually there. So everything was ready to go, and apparently now that Steam has decided to stop working. So a few more delays going on as we just get to hang out. We can talk about a few more teams that we have. What do you think of this MIBR lineup? Returning to the fold, Taco and Zeus, bringing Phelps back in. We've seen this lineup play before. That was like 2017, late 2017 when this lineup was together. Trying again to make it work. How do you feel about that one?
I feel like trying to go back to a formula that used to work might not necessarily be the fix they're looking for.
Okay.
But obviously only time's going to tell. It's still quite a recent change, right? So we haven't really got to see what MIBR have to muster. But they're going back to a tried and tested method. I mean, you can't really argue with that. Hopefully things click. Taco certainly is a player that can set up the likes of Cold Zero. It's something we used to talk about all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And it kind of reminds me to a lesser extent of what happened with Mouse Sports. You know, they get rid of Sticker, they bring in Snacks. Complete and utter failure. Did not work at all. They tried to revert. They were like, hold on a sec, let's go back to Sticko. Still didn't work.
Yes.
So I'm wondering if something similar is going to happen with MIBR. I hope not, because they were a great team to watch back in the day, but they have definitely fallen on some hard times.
Yeah, it's been interesting to watch them try and reinvent themselves essentially, which is pretty cool. Let's stick with the Brazilians, because one of the teams that I don't know much about, that I haven't even gotten to see play, maybe once or twice in the minors, FURIA here.
Yes.
And I had a lot of teams furious, or a lot of players, or a lot of people furious at me for not having them go through. Do you have FURIA making it through?
No, and I had the exact same response. The exact same thing.
Some aggressive tweets?
And I've got to be honest, I haven't seen much of them.
Okay.
I've reached out to Dust, who is somebody that is very up in the knowledge when it comes to NA and sort of South American CS, and he's got a general idea of what they bring to the table, but I've got to be honest, I haven't seen much of their stuff because there just isn't that much out there. Obviously, you got the Americas minor, but apart from that, it's a bit of a question mark for me. Always my opinion of the teams of the Brazilian teams that aren't MIBR, that core, the lineups that they've had over the times, is I feel like all the other Brazilian teams are just so good at getting scrappy, which does kind of worry me a little bit with my prediction in terms of them not making it through this stage, because there are going to be some scrappy matches in this. This is where you're going to see things get a little bit disorganized and kind of go blow for blow, and that always feels to me like an area where Brazilian teams are just very good at. They're very good at playing with momentum. You know, when you get into a back and forth, grindy, scrappy game, it often is the momentum that gives you that kind of an edge. And they seem to be one of the regions that can build that momentum easiest. So I'm pretty excited to see them play. VEGA Squadron, you have them going through the Sharks. So here's the biggest WTF.
Okay.
People. I had VEGA 3-0. They're my wild card.
They are.
So my thought process, I'm playing the point system.
Yeah, you are.
I'm going for the definite FNATIC, NRG, Cloud9, because I'm not sure if they will drop a point. If these two, let's say FNATIC and Cloud9 play each other in the 2-0 game, I have no idea who's going to win that game at all. I can't say 100% they're definitely 3-0ing. So I thought, let's pick a wildcard team that could potentially 3-0 or could potentially just get completely crashed out the groups. And for me, it was between VEGA and G2. and I've been burned too many times. So I went for Vegas.
All right, burned by the French too many times. That's Vince for you. Either way, bad news. We did see some players getting up. The Steam issue is going to be a little bit complicated, so we're going to head to another break, and hopefully when we return, players are going to be sat down, headphones are going to be on, and we're going to be ready to bring you the action. Stay tuned. Well, they say third time's the charm. And here we are in game. VICI taking on FNATIC. VICI starting the defense, and we are live into the pistol round. All the issues have been resolved. Game on, baby.
We are sure jumping into this game, Jason. It's been a while, but we're getting into it. FNATIC, VICI, as mentioned earlier, VICI on the CT side, going to have to fend off. A very aggressive Crims has already pushed his way on Monster. And there are just a couple of players here from VICI, already taking an aggressive angle on the short side. But it is a ruse, it's a bit of a fake. The bomb's still in connector as Crims makes a move.
Yeah, this is incredibly aggressive from Crims, and he's going to get caught. Allman over towards Sandbags. That's a great peek, and now he's got two in towards the door. Falling back, still alive. FNATIC missing the opportunity, but JW finally shuts him down. But more aggression from VICI on the defense. And they've slowed this pistol. All advantages towards VICI.
And they've also got the angles to watch from the UST at longer range through Monster. It's going to be too easy for Freeman. He's looking to pick up more. So many bullets have been whiffed, and how is he still alive? Only one death is Allman, and VICI Gaming pick it up in style.
I have to imagine a lot of FNATIC players are going to be scratching their head wondering how they did not get a kill. That looked like, at least towards Monster, that would be a one battle and an opening for FNATIC to try and come back into that round. But a great hold from VICI, great double kills by Freeman and Advent. And they've got themselves the pistol, and we said this is one of the keys. This is one of the win conditions. If they can have a very strong CT side, then you don't have to grind out so many rounds on the offense. That can just feel so suffocating on overpass. So, good start for VICI. We'll see if they can carry on. Not a buy in the second round from FNATIC. They didn't get the bomb planted either. And look at Kays. He's doing like a warm-up deathmatch here, jumping over the smoke, but he's brought pretty low, and now he's got to bail out of the action.
Especially in this round, without any bomb plant, they know it's just going to be pistols. So definitely don't want to lose any of these rifles. Allman with his UMPs, able to spray down JW, looking for seconds. Nade does do a bunch of damage, and the cleanup crew coming in. And there's only Twist remains. 2 kills though, could be his third. Does get the dink, not the finished frag, but 2 kills isn't too bad from FNATIC, all things considered. They only had a few pistols coming into this round.
It's not bad at all, and if they had gotten that third kill onto Freeman, it would have been phenomenal. Would have been a great way to limit the economy. Either way, forcing out a couple rebuys. Now you see the AK-47s coming up for FNATIC. Now it gets real. They've got a lot of danger in this purchase, plenty of utility as well. So first gun round here in the opening match of IEM Katowice. We're going to have the AUG on Freeman and Kays. Still an SMG, the UMP on Allman. FNATIC going to open things out with what looks like a default. Grim's going to play solo, which we've started to see him do in the midst of his resurgence. He does like to go towards one side of the map and play a very isolated aggression, and he'll be able to at least apply some pressure onto this B bomb site, but being very cautious at the moment, clearing out water. As the rest of FNATIC kind of circles around towards Fountain, towards Party, trying to probe this defense very passively.
Crim's taking it upon himself to be the lone gunman on short side of B with this AK-47. Already dwindled a bunch of their nades though, FNATIC. 2 smokes and 3 flashbangs remain with over a minute on the clock. No casualties, though Allman is very close to death with just 32 health and a UMP. They're really feeling each other out at this stage. VICI still have quite a few nades to play with to try and stall as much time as possible. But now the Swedes are starting to make a move into position. Couple players on long, moving through systematically on connector and bathroom side. And VICI going to have to use that AUG to range, you'd have to think, on long.
They're going to start getting the rotation.
Quick peek though.
Going to start getting the rotation in as well. Zoking playing behind this smoke. Waiting for it. There's Twist. He gets the flank down. Now the hit is on for FNATIC. They're going to push up towards long. There's still one waiting at bathrooms. That's a huge entry. But VICI is shutting it down as we move on.
They sure are. 25 seconds. Zhao King could be everything right now. He's picked up onto Crims. He's going to shuttle the rest of FNATIC onto alongside. And it's just going to be a complete side swipe, leaving it all on JW. He's picked himself up a second. Down to Freeman, but he had the drop with his AUG as he made a move up through Dumpster. And VICI Gaming, they started this off emphatically 3-0 to the good.
They're going to be loving that. They're going to be pretty low on money after this buy, though. And I think JW maybe thought that the flank was going to come in instead, trying to get on the backside of those boxes towards Bankside. And I think we're going to see half investment here from FNATIC. They're picking up the CZs, they're picking up the Deagle and some utility. So this is not a round that they just want to give up. They know they've done some damage to the economy. They want to keep that money low for the defense.
CZs across the board. As you say, trying to whittle away the economy, which certainly is not solid on the Chinese side. Well, we'll definitely turn some heads, Jason, if they were to pick this one up comfortably.
Yes.
4-0 lead, potentially into FNATIC on another force buy. Not a bad start from the CT perspective at all. Going to be tossing down the smokes, though, just to make sure that B short isn't pushed anytime soon. Ooh. Oh, Alman's taking a dink, though, for his troubles. Does find out information, but it's not worth 75% of his health.
No, that is not enough information for giving that up. And look at the explosion right through the smoke, and they're doing some damage. ENCE needs to get just one more kill. Freeman in no man's land. It's so awkward as his teammates are falling, and he's just trying to hold on to the water behind the bomb site. It's not going to happen. FNATIC have swarmed the bomb site. They've taken it over, and you have to feel like this is a safe scenario. If a kill doesn't come out quickly for these last two players, they're going to have to back away.
There we go. There's one. And a second. Kaze spins around for the second headshot onto ENCE, and now this is doable. They have some nades, they have a couple of kits, and the bomb hasn't been planted for too long either. Both of FNATIC are on the same side of B short. This is very doable. Some spray through the smoke, but it's just the UMP. It's not going to deter them too much. Zhao King's going to go down, back onto the site once more. Bims has a look around, but he's missing. He's going to not have enough time or bullets to deal with the defuse. Does get the knife, get the kills, but still VICI 4-0 in the lead.
That's unreal. I cannot believe there wasn't more aggression from FNATIC through that smoke. Both players at sandbags. It's not all lost. I mean, that's a ridiculous sequence to get the kill on the player protecting. Great body blocking, by the way, for VICI. But that knife right at the end going to help out with the money for FNATIC. Remember, that was a half buy. And they've just lost a round, but wiping out all of VICI, who was already low in economy. This is such a sketchy buy. Kaze has the AWP, but 3 SMGs, an M4 on Zoking. This is going to be tough. Here's the op peering over. Great nades from FNATIC, bring him down, but he's still going to hold his ground until just now. Backing away, didn't see enough.
Yeah, it does feel a bit telegraphed at this stage. VICI have pushed the same balloon sort of angle every single round, including the pistol round. So FNATIC, they're reading the situation, and as you say, that chunk is going to sting.
It's also, I mean, just to begin with, it's a pretty popular spot to pre-nade as well from the T side. We see it frequently. And obviously FNATIC getting used to having a VICI aggression in that position. Here's a anti-flash setup out towards long. Kaze gonna miss that. Oh, that is a tough shot to miss. More often than not, you're gonna see that hit with ease. It's JW, not expecting the second player, but a perfect reaction. Headshot, and that's gonna force a rotation. That's gonna split this defense in a big way.
Playing with the MP9 up close. You have the tag team duos in effect. But as a knee-jerk reaction to the kill that JW picked up on long, they can't put all their eggs in any baskets here. Molotov does get extinguished from the smoke of Monster, but the set play is incoming. MP9's tailor-made for this sort of an angle. Not quite enough bullets in the magazine, though, to pick up a second, and that just mounts the pressure on Advent's shoulders. He is all alone. His two teammates haven't quite bunched off A just yet. Now they're going to start to make a move in, but Advent has been dealt with. And FNATIC should be picking up their first round, but the bomb getting dropped in the water. What's the? Why would you take the bomb there? It doesn't cost them, but Jason, I was worried.
Yeah, that is, I mean, that's where we've talked about the nerves of this kind of a situation, at this kind of a tournament. You are going to see some of those mistakes. Even though Twist isn't necessarily young in age, at this level of play, it's still relatively inexperienced, especially compared to his teammates. So that could have been the punishing effect. And if you're Twist, you've just got to be breathing easy and just say, all right, that's a mistake. It's an easy one to brush off because they don't lose the round. It doesn't cost them something. And finally, FNATIC, with all that pressure applied to the economy of VICI, they finally get it to break. Down to pistols and armor. Some utility for the VICI. You can see there the new utility counter from the ESL HUD. Utility level is low for the VICI side, but they've got some things they can play with. Going to be a double save if they can't somehow convert this into a miracle.
We saw previously from FNATIC, when they got the bomb planted, didn't quite convert the round. Pistols can be enough to severely dent an economy, so they can't take anything for granted here. VICI will punish them. No kits, should be mentioned. If VICI concede the bomb plant, things could spiral out of control.
FNATIC's at least taking this pretty slow, pretty cautiously, not wanting to get caught out. Just about to pass the 1 minute marker left in this round, and just now starting to ease their way through the bathrooms. Two players on the other side of this smoke. Two smokes left as well. Freeman and Advent, that's both towards the B bomb site though, so when this A hit comes in, there's not a lot of utility to slow this down or give the defense any kind of an advantage.
Kaze, laid in wait, is going to get the headshot. Oh, the 5-7 from Xiaoqing is going to clean up Crimson Exist. And this is starting to get very uncomfortable. The bombs also drop right next to an AK wielding Xiaoqing now. Eagle able to pick off JW on the cross, and VICI are bouncing back with authority. This is going to be a crippling blow for the confidence of FNATIC 2. This is a round they should not be losing.
Oh, hell yeah, this is going to be worrying. Good headshot. Oh, the follow-up on Xiaoqing, he played a perfect round. Double kill, and then you see him spin and taking a fight towards the A bomb site, but he knows he has the bomb down. The worst thing he could have done there is commit to that and lose his life. He allows time for the rotation to come in for his teammates and just suffocates FNATIC 5-1. Well, this is the start we said that they needed if they wanted to upset here. And FNATIC already on their back foot. This is going to be a buy with the AK-47s. So there's plenty of cash built up for FNATIC, but they're out of it after this.
The worrying thing too, Jason, is FNATIC had a chance there to really stamp their authority in this map. VICI were there for the taking.
That would have just decimated the money for the defense for multiple rounds to come. And dropping the ball, now a take towards the staircase. Almond's going to have to smoke himself off due to the Molotov, but no one from Bathrooms has checked this. That is a very sketchy angle to play. That is Kaze, who's very close by. Good kill for Xiaoqing in the stairs. Look at this, jumping out right around the edge of the smoke. This could catch FNATIC off guard again, but they're already walking into the A bomb site. Two players are going to find a pretty free site. Kaze could get taken from behind. Brolin might just have a free kill that opens this entire round up.
And Kaze was playing a similar sort of angle last time too, just making sure that no second player was around there. Maybe even had a half a glimmer of, shall I go for the knife? Nah, let's not do that 5-1.
Yeah, not when you're down 1-5 in the major in the first stage. You take the free kills when you get them. This is what a weird round this is. So much aggression from VICI. It almost feels like they lost track of each other. So many players aggressive in so many different spots. But it's a 1-on-2. And Advent has a real chance here. Twist 5 HP. Brolin 13 HP at the A bomb site. And Advent's coming up the stairs for a flank.
Only downside is doesn't have any HE. HE now would be absolutely perfect. Molotov has seen Brolan and dispatched him, but his element of surprise is no longer on the table. Now Twist can try and shimmy his way into a better position, but Advent's going to 1v2 clutch, and again FNATIC have been sent reeling.
4 kills in the round for Advent. And VICI's going to get their 6th. Now up 5 rounds on FNATIC, the heavy favorites. Remember, FNATIC is the 6th ranked team in the world. VICI is 35.
It's looking sketchy. It's looking very sketchy. At least the bomb plant will allow them to go for another buy. And similar to what we've seen in previous rounds, they feel like VICI are just 1 round loss away from being into a horrible economy, which they'd be correct in. Only Xiaoqing has 1100. Everyone else is pretty much broke. So even though it's gone very poorly for FNATIC, they could still turn this around.
It's one of those games. It's a much closer match than the 6-1 scoreline would have you believe. But still, FNATIC starting out slow, which is a worrying sign for one of the favorites to move on in this stage.
Imagine how many pick'ems this would wreck as well. How many people are FNATIC 3-0 and VICI 0-3?
Think about the important things.
It'd be a heartbreak.
Yeah, it would. It really would be.
We're not quite there yet though, Jason. There's still plenty of CS to be played here on Overpass. FNATIC have 3 AKs, healthy dosage of nades.
This is what we're talking about though with these Chinese teams, is that what a weird round to watch unfold, and probably even weirder to play inside of the game for these FNATIC players, just so confused about where the next player is going to be. Kaze with the ops, we get a little bit wider. Twist looking the wrong direction. He's picked off. All that's left is this hit towards the main choke point of this bomb site. They can still choose to fall back. The bomb is far away towards the top of the stairs. Kaze again with a chance, and he spots the shoulder. It's JW unsuspecting one more time. An aggressive angle, and Kaze's not falling back either.
Advent should be getting at least 1 kill. It's going to make nearly 2. Does think Brolan, who's going to be limping his way towards the B site, where only Freeman is now waiting for them. He's going to decide to try and push through the smoke, realizing surely at this stage there must be someone on the other side of this smoke. He's not able to move any further forward. Brolan makes short work of Xiaoqing, and now here comes Freeman, and it's going to be more of the same. FNATIC cannot get over the finish line in these rounds. They start off okay, and it just kind of capsizes.
This is insanity. I mean, the benefit of some of that aggression over towards short water, Advent was like an early warning system. Gets the 1 kill, is able to almost get the second, but that follow-up player inside the B bomb site just knows exactly what's coming. With 30 seconds left, able to drop the smoke on the sandbags and just kind of play it patiently. I almost had a heart attack when I saw him walking through that smoke, though. You're in like a 4-on-2, and the last thing you want to do is walk through your own smoke to get aggressive.
It kind of goes back to what we said in the pre-match, though, and it comes to these Chinese teams.
No one knows what's going on.
Exactly. They're so out of there, out of left field, that you can't really predict them, and I think FNATIC are struggling with that a little bit right now.
Oh, they're struggling with it a lot, I would imagine. 7-1, we just had a quick tactical timeout from FNATIC. Almost feels like they could have taken that earlier, but certainly I'm not against them taking it at this point whatsoever, because they seem a little bit lost.
Time Kaze's not going to overstay his welcome, of course. Previously ate a couple of nades, nearly put him out of the round. It's going to be firmly in the back of his mind. Just 2 flashbangs though to work off. Would suggest maybe a double flash onto B in an all-out rush with these pistols. FNATIC are congregating over on the B side. So far though, the B side has been pretty rock solid. It's going to be a rough ask.
Oh my god, not anymore. What a dirty shot, Twist. He opens things up and Freeman's got to hold on. He's got to do more, and he's doing exactly that. Double kill for him. Advent again, the last one left, and they've already spotted him out. Twist, that deagle is hot, and he's starting to get aggressive, but the rotations are in, which means they can't just swing wide on this defense, and now the rifles come into play, and now these pistols just aren't enough. A nice start, a nice opening for FNATIC, but a 1-on-3 for Twist with just a deagle.
Definitely capable of pulling the plays off, but not today. I believe it was Alman last time as well when he jumped up and got hit for 75 when they were up against the CZs in the previous round. So you might be thinking, okay, maybe that's not worth it anymore.
What's the over/under on how many times he jumps for the rest of the half? He goes for that peak. Yeah, he has been punished quite a bit. AK's back in the hands of FNATIC. 6 rounds left in this half. 6 rounds for FNATIC to do something, to give themselves an opportunity to come back in the second half. VICI already have the advantage going into that second half, no matter what happens here, but FNATIC want to close this gap.
Flashbangs. This time instead of HEs. Less painful for Kaze, and does have some help from Zhao Qi. Meanwhile, Alman's made a move into connector, but JW finds the head of the Chinese AWPer. And we'll remove it. This is one of the best starts FNATIC have had. They need to capitalize.
FNATIC and Busan Overpass. Name a more iconic duo. Kaze not expecting that whatsoever, and that's a very nice trick to bring out to get to just alleviate some of the pressure of the scoreline. But there's another challenge coming up. Alman with this flank, that's huge. Freeman's caught out in the open, caught out in no man's land. At least he gets one. We've seen this multiple times too. Advent, the last remaining defender on this B bomb site. Everything else is coming from the flank, and that could be so difficult for FNATIC to handle.
Alman, though, has been so quick alongside Zhao King to make this move around the back, but it may not matter anymore. There's no foundations. The linchpin off exists, while Flashbang lands the headshot, and FNATIC welcome back to the scoreboard. It has been a while, 8-2.
And the timing on that flashbang, the right idea, just missing the timing just a bit. Alman has to look away as the flash comes in, and Exist chooses that moment to peek. But FNATIC need to build upon this. This is where you have to lean on that experience of guys like Exist, JW, and Crims, all major winners, to just calm things down and realize you still have plenty of rounds to get back into this game. 2-8 in the favor of VICI on the defense.
And once again, Moses, the funds have depleted for VICI. They are 1 round loss away from being flat out broke. FNATIC definitely could claw their way back in this first half.
This win would be massive. Last time they were able to do this, able to shatter the economy. Remember, they lost that eco round and lost the force buy from VICI. And again, slow and measured for the Swedish side, just now taking over Party. Another boost to clear out towards Long, try and catch someone off guard, using those steel balloons for support.
No one's home. They're going to make a move round to long side, which is where Kaze is laid in wait. He has been here previously when Twist walked out with his back turned to him.
JW as well.
Yeah, paid the ultimate price, the two of them. But again, this hyper-aggression.
And this is unusual for a team of FNATIC's quality to not have control of that stairwell and not know of that kind of an aggressive play. This is so brutal. Look at the rotation now. 3 players going to defend and the flank going to come in quick. That's a missed Molotov, and that just bails FNATIC out of a really sketchy round.
Missed Molotov into 3, couple of kills, and VICI, it's their turn to start to collapse. Zhao King's going to try and make this MP9 SIG. At medium range, it's never going to best an AK, no matter how good you are. Kaze, with 1, decides to save. The correct decision, but this will be FNATIC for the first time in this opening match of the Major, stringing 2 rounds together.
JW should get a steak dinner for that round. The double entry in towards Monster, that was about to be such a disaster. You had to feel the flank coming in very, very fast. 3 players defending the B bomb, so the fact that JW is able to open up like that is massive. Not only just for the round win, but the fact that, remember, as we mentioned, that was the last buy that VICI was going to have on this defensive side. They're now broke. They can go for that force-up around they won earlier in this half, but I think with the half starting to come to a close, kind of in the twilight of this first half, VICI going to choose to have 1 more solid buy to see if they can string a few rounds together right at the end.
Which I'm totally on board with. I think if they go for a force here, the round could be, well, the half could be pretty much tarnished compared to where they could have been.
Yeah.
It's okay, just bite the bullet, tap out for this round, come back stronger. It is full USPs. Literally nothing has been invested into this one, so if FNATIC even lose more than 1 player, you'd be pretty dumbfounded.
They have Exist, excuse me, on the MAC-10, so he can. You imagine he's going to be leading the way, scouting out the bomb site, making sure the rest of the AKs aren't just running into massive crossfires, which is exactly what's being set up at the A bomb site for VICI. And unfortunately for FNATIC, they were spread across the map, but now they're readjusting, they're reconvening over towards Fountain, as you can see, now taking long with just a minute remaining in the round. It's a couple times now in this half we've seen FNATIC starting to make their move at the 1-minute mark. All 5 players on the defense at this A bomb site, but as you said, only USP, so even if FNATIC runs headfirst into this stack, it's still going to be a tough ask to be able to win this.
Absolutely, and they've made noise. There's no reason to move away at this stage for VICI. Crims will be peeking in first, and it should be a bloodbath going the way of the Swedes, getting each other's way to some degree, but no casualties. VICI have been swept aside.
Slow start for FNATIC in this map. Starting out down 8-1. They've now won the last 3 and can really close the gap here.
So let's see what kind of a purchase they're going to have. So they do have Fuel and has a Kaze. I believe I said he was Chinese earlier. I believe he's Malaysian, so I'm going to correct myself on that one.
Okay.
The rest of his team, though, going to be trying to help him out with a couple of M4s and UMPs.
Here's that bait and switch setup they had out towards long earlier. Zoking is going to look into the wall, play anti-flash. And actually, a very similar scenario from the FNATIC side as well. It was JW who peeked out towards long. A missed shot from the AWP allowed him to dispatch Zoking, or JW to dispatch of Zoking, who was close up. Not peeking out towards long, but they are securing the staircase, where there's been plenty of aggression from VICI throughout this half. Oh no, that's awkward railing. Something's made out of adamantium.
Indestructible looked on his head to me, but not even a tag. Meanwhile, Kaze nearly lines them up. Not going to be happening. Zhao King gets 2 of his own, though, before he drops down to Brolan's hands. Kaze may not expect a player to be so close. He was looking more long-term instead. So Exist going to get the drop on him with the MAC-10. 3-play-3 with 45 seconds to go.
What's interesting about that, FNATIC saw the offer out towards long and chose to go right at him. Exist now with an angle and a hole. Look at Allman. Look at what he has to do. Head on a swivel, back and forth between long and the main choke point. He's under a lot of pressure. Now he's got Freeman here to help out, and Exist can't hit the shot. He can't land it. Meanwhile, the rest of FNATIC hasn't pressured the bomb site just yet. Flank coming in as well, and now it's going to do work. Freeman against Crims, one-on-one, walking into the site, and Crims is perfect. Immediate headshot. And a deep sigh of relief for FNATIC.
Bold is beautiful. Crims, awesome play to just give FNATIC a lifeline on this half. And now VICI in familiar territory. This time they are going to go for a half buy. It's not quite as bleak as before with the full USBs. And they did win in a very similar composition of weaponry earlier on this half. So FNATIC have got to be very careful how they approach this.
The nice thing about this buy from VICI is it's only half investment. They have the losing bonus building up, which is obviously not ideal, but even with this investment, that last round they'll be able to get the rifles, they'll be able to have a solid purchase of utility as well. So they're not sacrificing around it with this kind of a buy.
Bulk of the CT's over on the B side, leaving Zhao King and Kaze holding from bathroom and connector. No long presence at all, which is where FNATIC have been tempting just a few rounds prior. But again, it's Zhao King. He's like to do this with the SMGs. Now with a 5-7, moving up connector. Maybe going to try and get round the back of FNATIC, but they've already claimed first blood onto Aumann. Now they can start to move through long A, so this flank is going to have to get a move on if it's going to be successful.
VICI's had so many crazy flanks that look like they're just on the verge of succeeding in this half, and they just barely missed the timing. This one, with the pace that FNATIC's going at, looks like it could be impactful. Twist isn't going to check, and actually, Joking doesn't even hold the trigger whatsoever. He just wants the frag. There's still one more player. They're going to flank the flankers. And now Brolin wrapping around from long, but the pistols are doing work. They're holding them at bay just for the moment. And actually, it's working out. It's all on Crims now again to clear out this position in bathrooms. But one more player in the site. JW takes him. And Kaze just doesn't have the HP. They know exactly where he is as well.
Exactly, because he took that fight earlier. He hadn't been spotted. Maybe it would be doable, but Crims has been bested by a 14 HP Kaze. 1-on-1. Bomb planted for Bank, which means two separate avenues of aggression now from JW. He should still have this round in the bag. Kaze also has no kit or nades, so this is bleak, to say the least.
Essentially, if he wants to win, he's got to go hunt down JW. JW is just going to toy with them. So much experience outplaying Kaze as well, forces him into an overextension. A 6th round for FNATIC, but that got dicey. But they all count, no matter how close. 1 round left in the half, and FNATIC, despite that slow start, going to end this on a pretty dominant streak, it feels like. If they're able to win this one, that'll be 6 in a row to end the first half.
Correct, yep. 8-1 to 8-7 if they do win it. But as VICI went for a half buy, they are going to have a very solid buy in this one. Lacking a couple of nades on Kaze and Freeman, but they have all the firepower they could ask for, and a couple of kits on top of it. So, will FNATIC take just a 1 round deficit? It's unreal though to think that VICI, whatever happens here, will be leading going into that second half. And of course, a very different ball game on the T side.
It's also, just to go full circle, the win conditions we talked about should have been a dominant CTF for VICI. Looked like it was starting out that way, but now FNATIC has hit their stride. Great opening from Brolin, a contact play through the Monster, and Advent, a lot of work to do, and there go both remaining defenders of this B bomb set. There's no saving in this round. Oh, again, the bomb dropped out in the open. Now there's a chance. What a sequence from Zoking. 1-on-1 exists, trying to get FNATIC that 7th.
Not necessarily the play you'd want in this situation either from FNATIC. He's been put in here from another strange decision. Kaze at range from heaven. He's going to have the cross covered. Exist doesn't have a smoke, a flash, nothing to precede this. Trying to tap himself a headshot. Does see Kaze just protruding round from heaven. There's still plenty of time to play with. Now he's picked up a smoke from one of his forward teammates, but Kaze lands a beautiful wall bang to the forehead. And VICI will stop that comeback dead in its tracks.
Took him a little bit. 9-6 for VICI. Not a bad first half, but we're going to head to a break. We'll see if FNATIC can complete the comeback when we return. Stay tuned.
Intel Extreme Masters is brought to you in part by Intel, Vodafone, Acer Predator, Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, HyperX, Bedway, and Pay Safeguard.
Welcome back to IEM Katowice, the CSGO Major. Second half about to begin. 9-6 for VICI in that first half on the defense. They had a great start, 8-1. Not able to close things out strong though. FNATIC able to kind of finally figure out the winning recipe. Rattled off some rounds right there at the end. Now we switch sides. You think VICI still got it? You think this is going to be an upset?
I think this is the half where things are going to get a little bit more dicey for them. FNATIC definitely did not look comfortable on their T side. Constantly taking the bomb out into the abyss in the middle of no man's land, losing it, nearly cost them multiple rounds. But you got to say, Kaze holding his nerve to take us to 9-6 is massive. I feel like this pistol is a must-go for VICI.
Well, we'll see how it goes. Double peek from the FNATIC side of things, and he's going to call that out. It doesn't speed up Freeman's teammates coming through the underpass. There might have been a world where if they sprinted that whole way, they could have caught those players before they fell back, but don't want to give up the game just yet. Rolling an off angle towards the top of the staircase, all down to timing here. Oh, and Freeman gooshed him. There's no chance of him getting away there. Misses the timing, and now the hit is on towards the A bomb site. They're not slowing down whatsoever. JW's the only one here, and he's sandwiched.
And Freeman uses the USP against the CTs, drills into the head of JW. And this round has started off magnificently.
Ooh, that's a dangerous plant.
That plant was very risky, but they've just about got away with it. Kaze finds himself Crims and dispatches him with haste. And now it's down to Twist and Exist. They have started off with the first, but 4 more to come. Twist, while spraying with the USP, finally gets the kill, but there's just strength in numbers. As a result of all the kills previously, Exist flicking across to the head of Alman, but still has 2 more players to find and frag. Doesn't have a kit either. He does dispatch a Freeman at the very least, and coming in for the last kill, potentially onto Advent. Runs out of bullets, and Advent is going to be able to just about get the upper hand. VICI will get both pistol rounds under their belt, 10-6 in the lead.
And if you're looking for an upset, winning both pistol rounds is really the first step. That's a huge benefit for VICI. Essentially, 4 rounds off those 2 pistols that you get. 6-10, FNATIC are not going to invest as well. They want to wait for the rifles. Seeing around 2,000, 2,300. 1 nade purchased up on Exist. 3 AKs, 2 SMGs for the T side. Damage doesn't do a whole, or the nade doesn't do a whole lot of damage. And VICI setting up pretty passively, making sure they aren't going to get overrun by something tricky.
Take their sweet time. Still plenty of it left. 1.5 minutes on the clock. Still got 3 smokes to execute onto either site with. Doesn't want FNATIC to make a move and potentially get themselves caught.
I think if VICI came out with like a really slow T side on their T rounds, that would probably be very interesting. Because I don't expect it. I don't think FNATIC would expect it. With all the reputation of Chinese players and teams, you'd expect something pretty fast, something aggressive. If they come out with a slow and calculated style, that could be interesting. At the moment, it's that old school ball of death type strategy, 4-1 setup, with just Alman far back towards the fountain at the moment, watching the flank, and 4 players pushing up long very quickly. Exist just now spotting it out. The FNATIC stack is towards the B bomb site. All rotating over now, but they're not going to get there in time. They're going to be locked out by smoke and fire.
And this round will surely be going the same way as the pistol. They have got a kill at the very least. They're making a move onto the truck where I believe they could pick up a weapon, but no Advent is going to deny them of that luxury with the AK double spray. And although FNATIC did get 2 kills, which isn't bad considering they had a P250 and a nade coming into this round, it's still going to be VICI 11-6 to the good. I mean, they're in a commanding position now. Yeah,
they get a couple kills, but there's not a whole lot that VICI lost. Just 1 SMG and obviously 1 AK-47 hurts just a little bit, but that economy much easier to manage on the T side. 4 AKs now for VICI, up 11-6, but the rifle's also out for FNATIC. Just the 1 AUG on Twist, and a good utility level. 2 HEs, 6 flashbangs, 4 smokes. No kits, though.
Want the firepower. No plan B. Aggression seems to be the play right now from FNATIC, pushing into the fountain. Roland has been joined by JW just behind him. Doesn't have his AWP. Has Roland been spotted, or was that just a pre-fire shot?
I was just wondering the same thing. Either way, Roland didn't like that shot whatsoever. He's going to fall away. Also, the timing on that kind of a play, JW probably calling out that stairs. They were very susceptible to a play up the staircase from VICI. Pulls them back into a setup that's a little bit more manageable. Halfway up bathroom, so FNATIC not willing to give up every inch towards this A-bomb site without mounting some kind of a resistance, and there's decent damage done, information found, but Brolin's still aggressive.
And they really need him to frag. The worrying trend here is there's no nades left for FNATIC. Broland nearly with 2, but there's no smokes, no incendiaries, no nades. They're going to have to hold on for dear life. JW's going to trade out too. At least the bomb's been sprawled out. They now know it's on the bathroom side. Great shot by Crims, but he's also been traded. This is looking great for VICI, but now Twist is going to stand up with the AWP double spray. And FNATIC pick up their first round on the CT side. It is a great cost though, 3 players dropping.
That shot from Freeman to take out Crims was through this smoke. That was almost a round-changing frag to get. 11-7. But there's just no money for VICI to really fight for this round. A couple flashbangs. Gonna go for one of those half purchases. Some armor bought up on Zoking and Alban. P250s as CZ purchased up, so at least try to do some damage. This isn't a purchase that's meant to win the round, so to speak. It's more meant to just do damage, and if they have some miraculous kills, then maybe there's an element of danger to steal the round away. JW wants to build up some cash, though. This Mag 7 is a money-making machine in a round like this. There's the first. Oh, can't get the second. But he's got the information at the very least.
He is known as one of the CS pros that definitely gravitates more towards the Mag 7. He loves it.
The hipster weapons.
Indeed. But now that Mag 7 is going to trade hands. Not necessarily great for attacking sites, as it's more of a defensive-based weapon. But I'll take it over a Glock, that's for sure.
Brolin out towards long. There's no one to clear this out from VICI. He can just kind of chill here, and Crim's playing passively at the A bomb site. They can sandwich things, and even look how passive they are at the B bomb site as well, far back towards Graffiti. So FNATIC in a perfect situation to rotate to either bomb site. That's a beautiful flashbang though. Crim's in so much trouble, and he does it blind, but Zoking catches him. It's all on Brolin now, and there's a good shot. And look at VICI again planning on the bank side of the bomb site, and then getting aggressive towards these choke points.
Twist gone down too, from a Glock of all weapons, and gonna try and do his best with York. Has picked up both players. It will be a defuse, but again, and you mentioned this, Moses, it wasn't necessarily a buy to win the round. They've just whittled away. It's almost like a death by 1,000 paper cuts sort of mentality. They've got a bomb and 3 kills from that round.
That's a beautiful success for what VICI brought into it. Keeping the money limited, building up some cash of their own through the losing bonus, through the extra money from the plants, and you know, we saw it in that pistol round, a dangerous plant for Bankside when they didn't have control of those choke points yet. This time it works out perfectly. No reason not to take the risk. They don't want to have to deal with the flank, especially when they know Brolin's there with the AK at that range. Able to find an extra frag down towards the staircase of CT spawn. AKs are back in the hands of the T side, and Kaze has his AWP as well.
Still no AWP for FNATIC though. They're running with the Orcs instead. Omen takes that nade plumb to the face, and he's lost a bit of chunk of his health at the very least. Twist going to be looking for a potential boost with his Orc. Not going to see anybody just yet. A safer boost than the run jump that we saw VICI fall prey to a few times. Crims, you're going to hear the pitter-patter of footsteps moving towards him. That Molotov, though, isolates the 2 players from each other, and now he can finish off what he starts. But Xiao King with a majestic double frag to open things up on the B site. And this is getting scary now for FNATIC.
Oh yeah, it's extremely scary. Some spam coming through as well. Kaze on the site with the AWP. He can have so much cover with these boxes. A great angle. And FNATIC, this is so tough. Twist is actually pretty much dedicated to this bomb site. It's going to be hard for him to escape. JW just bailed out, plays for himself, try and save the weapon. VICI might have just found their 12th here. I don't think FNATIC can go for this. They do have the kits, and their money is low as well. This is a disaster of a round to lose for FNATIC. Good kill from Twist. He's going to start moving forward. Almost finds Kaze. Just not going to happen, and JW was just going to throw the smoke out for his teammate. but there's nothing he can do with it. That was a desperation defuse play. VICI creeping ever close to a victory.
And the terrifying thing for FNATIC now is they are on the brink of another economic collapse. In fact, they're very much living through it. And this is all off the back of that previous round we talked about with just pistols. 3 kills now mounts up. This is the result. This is where it stings the most. They can't go in for another full buy.
FNATIC has to be very careful with their decision-making down the stretch here. If they just invest too much one round and get beat, that could shatter the entire half. That could just mean the map win for VICI. So you can see here, conservative. They have the AK on JW. They bought up some upgraded pistols to have some element of danger, some element to turn the tides in their favor. But it's going to be so tough, and Freeman is cautious. He spots out the shoulder of JW before the peek even comes in, and that's the one rifle that FNATIC had. And there's no way to recover it.
Surprise Twist even got a kill from that. Bit of a drop in the ocean though, because the rest of this round is very much going the way of VICI Gaming, who will be 13-8 in the lead. FNATIC, as a result of their caution though, will have another full buy.
Yep. Still haven't seen the AWP.
That is true. We've seen a bunch of AUGs, but not the AWP.
VICI's turned this into a pretty scrappy map down the stretch. Krim is just trying to save this weapon. 19 and 14 for him, 104 ADR, you can see. He's had a great performance. As we mentioned in the pre-match, Krims has been the player for this team who's been just a rock. When everyone else has kind of, every once in a while, have a match where they struggle a little bit, Krims has always been there consistently keeping them in the fight, as he did here in the first half.
Picking up 2v1 clutches to keep FNATIC and their head just above water. But they are being submerged once again. They are starting to drown in this match. And they're running out of time as well, Moses. They're going to have to make this round count.
Yeah, this would be an absolute disaster to lose if you're on the FNATIC side of things. Wouldn't even be against a timeout here just to maybe calm the nerves, talk things over, figure something out. They've used one in this half so far. Look at, how do you say it, Zhao King?
I think Zhao King, I could be wrong though.
I like
Zhao King, Zhao King.
Let's go with it.
Remember too, the last time FNATIC called a timeout was when they put their 5 rounds together on the first half.
Yes.
So it was the magic of the timeout. Are we going to see lightning strike twice?
Alman's forced away. So much utility used out towards water. Felt like he didn't really want to mess with it, but he's coming back for it now. At least needs to clear it out, and all on his lonesome. It's a scary prospect at times. Oh, that's a clever situation. Molotov to force out a player who might be hiding. Pop flash and a late boost. That very well could have worked for FNATIC, and you like to see that wrinkle added into the defense. Very creative. Exist. They're just doing a contact play. They're walking through Monster again, and Exist is going to go down, and now there's a lot of pressure here, but Krims is rotated over.
That was such a huge kill from Krims, but it may not end up mattering. He's got himself a second. Not going to be able to stop the bomb plant, but does keep 3 players alive for FNATIC to tackle the 3 that VICI have. Here's the Max 7 once again, and JW will not miss out on the free kill. That being said, though, Advent is laid in wait. Perfect crosshair placement. He is having his attention turned towards Connector, though, while Kaze's in a bit of a struggle to save his own life. But Kaze comes out swinging. And now Krims, who started out with the opening 2 picks from FNATIC, has to double down and clutch this out, and it won't be happening. VICI Gaming on the brink of causing quite the upset in the first matchup.
Oh, absolutely. This is a beautiful performance from VICI to start things out, and you have to admire Kaze. We've seen it a number of times. He's missed a couple easy shots that we've seen here and there, but overall, when you watch him opping, he likes to take those aggressive angles. He's not just going to sit in a corner and hold it. He wants to swing out a little bit wider and catch you off guard, and that round on Krims, it's to good effect.
FNATIC look dejected, as you'd expect.
They look very quiet. Jumpy's talking. That's why. Coach trying to settle them down. Talk them through what's coming next. Another timeout for FNATIC coming to an end. And here we go. 14-18 in the favor of VICI, looking to cause an upset in match number 1. You gotta love it.
Kicking the major off with a real bang, it has to be said. And again, rip to everybody that have FNATIC 3-0 and VICI 0-3. you have just been wrecked. Potentially. It's not
You've potentially been wrecked. Here's JW, shotgun again in the staircase. He needs more than one. He's got two teammates that are pushing towards water. Exist can react very quickly if JW's able to get a shot. He's not going to get aggressive when he sees the Molotov thrown out. He's going to keep backing away. Missed opportunity there. Zoking spraying to keep him at bay, but he's not going to do it. JW's not afraid of that, and he goes back for the headshot, but he has Freeman behind him. JW has nowhere to go. He's a fight-to-the-death situation.
And that smoke's too shallow to allow him out. Safe sanctuary, safe passage to the bathrooms. And Freeman will oblige. Getting a bit of revenge for the last round when it was the Shul very much on the other side. Moment. Free frag onto Twist. It's gone from bad to worse now. FNATIC. I've got to really hope that Exist can come out swinging with the CZ. Roland close range. Going to be able to trade across to the AK and should be able to survive.
Oh, and information being gathered by Exist. He can hear these footsteps. So Crims is rotated over with the AWP back towards Graffiti. He needs one. Oh, Advent's not looking. Exist almost missed the opportunity, but Crims has the kill on the other side as well. And FNATIC, a lifeline here in this round, a 3-on-1. They certainly cannot drop this, and Brolin won't even let Allman get a shot off. FNATIC still in this, 9-14. Off the back of some individual aggression, they've got to be pleased with that one.
Especially as it's one of the youngsters, it's Broland, that really held his nerve there. Iron resolve in bathrooms, not over-rotating, just sitting in position, getting 2 kills, trading across to the AK, having massive impact from the centre of the map. So VICI still certainly in the driver's seat, but maybe a couple of things creeping into the back of their minds now. I believe we've had another timeout.
Yes, this time from VICI.
Yeah.
I think they're talking themselves through this this investment they're going to make. They have a player dropping an AK-47 over to a teammate so they can have I think it's going to be a three rifle buy, if I remember the money correctly. They have some rounds to play with though, so I don't mind this kind of an aggressive buy in this situation. Even if you're kind of like right on the fence with a couple players, go for it. It's 14-9, you have 5 rounds to play with.
Especially when you know that FNATIC's confidence is certainly not surging right now.
And you've had success with pistols multiple times in this game, on both halves. So, yeah, those pistols certainly not looking like it's a deficiency in their kind of arsenal.
Molotov too high, will not land on short, which allows safe passage to Crims, who has made a move through.
Thankfully, VICI wasn't doing anything aggressive, relying on that Molotov, because that could have been a nightmare.
Maybe realizing it was too high, because you can hear the sort of extinguishing sound in the middle of the air. Perhaps that's the reason why they didn't quite pull the trigger. If so, that's definitely the correct decision. But as a result, they've completely forfeited any map presence at all over on the short side of B. So if they're going to move in, it's going to have to be from Monster.
Crims, though, are they going to clear this position? I believe they'd be able to see his barrel, and now he's in the right angle. Allman's got the first shot, but he doesn't have the right weapon. Going for more. Kaze misses that one, and Twist over towards Sandbag, swings out a little bit wider. FNATIC still holding on, just barely. Flashbang going to help out, but it's a 2-on-3.
Shadow King doing his absolute best to keep them in this round somehow. Takes out JW2, 30 seconds left, and it's that man once again, Crims. Nade bounces off his head, and VICI came in.
HP remaining on those last 2 VICI players. That's going to be frustrating if you're FNATIC. JW head in hands. Stressful situation, and you're exactly right. VICI have so many opportunities to close this map out. What an upset it would be if they can actually do this. And I don't think FNATIC has a great amount of money.
No. I mean, Crims must be thinking, guys, what can I do here? 2 kills, all by himself. Beautiful pre-fire onto that second player.
Yes.
Great read of the game. And then all of his teammates crumble around him. And he's in another clutch situation. And you're dead on the money there, Jason. Their economy is terrible. UMP, that's pretty much it.
It's nasty. Zalking, 26 and 19. Advent, 21 and 14. Kaze with 19 kills, the AWPer. And we haven't even seen, FNATIC hasn't even had the money in the second half on this defensive side to get the AWP. That's been job well done from VICI. They're earning this victory if they're able to get it, not letting FNATIC ever feel comfortable with their economy on this CT side. We were wondering how the offense would look for VICI. It's usually where we see some sketchiness in the Asian teams, but right now it's looking just fine.
I don't think we saw JW with an AWP on the T side either.
No.
Not a single AWP in this entire map. FNATIC have got to dig deep. Try and come back in overtime. Early damage has been inflicted to VICI. JW flashed with his Desert Eagle. Gonna have to use the bathrooms as sanctuary. JW can't hear anything at all. Broland gonna make a move, sees the shadows protruding around the corner, but Advent's still gonna get the drop on him. JW's gonna have to go absolutely huge here with the Deagle. Doesn't have time to trade across to the AK, and there was no one there to back him up. It's looking like VICI are about to do it in the very first match.
Well, they've cracked into this bomb site, holding strong as well. It's all on Twist, 1 on 3 with the CZ, and he can't get it done. Kaze to finish it off. Smiles on the faces of VICI. They cause an upset in match number 1. The number 35th ranked team has handed a loss to the number 6th ranked team in FNATIC, and that is stunning.
Simply amazing. The first seed as well. FNATIC first seed coming into this. VICI 16th last.
Yeah.
Take them down in style.
Well, that's brutal. That's stunning. Congratulations, VICI Gaming. It is just the first match of this round of the Swisses, and plenty more opportunities for FNATIC to bounce back. Plenty of opportunities for VICI to maybe stumble a little bit in the future. We're going to head to break. Come back. We'll get you into map number 2. Stay tuned.